Yo. What up, though? What up, though, good people? Story unfolding. Story is unfolding. The Border Patrol and shot two in Portland. So we still got the chaos going on in Minnesota. But right now this just came up. So I want to get to the bottom of it and see what's going on. Let's see what's popping.
Just got here just a few minutes ago, but as we were driving up Burnside to, again, this is Northeast 146, we saw a pretty big scene here in terms of police. The FBI is on scene as well, and lots of people who live in this area kind of gathered around seeing what is going on. I'm going to step out of the way so you can get a better idea of what is happening here. You can see section of the road at this apartment complex has been cordoned off with the crime scene tape. Again, a lot of this information we are just kind of repeating, but we are only now learning what is going on. What we have heard from Portland police is that at 2:24, those Portland police officers received information that a man had been shot and was calling for help in this particular area, 146th Avenue and East Burnside. Officers responded, found a man and a woman with apparent gunshot wounds. Officers applied a tourniquet, summoned emergency personnel. The patients were then transported, as Catherine had said, to the hospital. Again, their conditions at this time are unknown, but we do know that this was a shooting involving federal agents, not involving Portland police. Again, worth mentioning that Portland police do not work with immigration in terms of immigration enforcement. They do not work with CBP. They do not work with ICE. Again, this is in the early stages, but obviously a lot of.
Hold on. What they say? Let me look at that again one time.
Yeah, Tim, Stephanie, we just got here just a few minutes ago, but as we were driving up Burnside to, again, this is Northeast 146, we saw a pretty big scene here in terms of police. The FBI is on scene as well, and lots of people who live in this area kind of gathered around seeing what is going on. I'm going to step out of the way so you can get a better idea of what is happening here. You can see section of the road at this apartment complex has been cordoned off with the crime scene tape. Again, a lot of this information we are just kind of repeating, but we are only now learning what is going on. What we have heard from Portland police is that at 2:24, those Portland police officers received information that a man had been shot and was calling for help in this particular area, 146th Avenue and East Burnside. Officers responded, found a man and a woman with apparent gunshot wounds. Officers applied a tourniquet, summoned emergency personnel. The patients were then transported, as Catherine had said, to the hospital. Again, their conditions at this time are unknown, but we do know that this was a shooting involving federal agents, not involving Portland police. Again, worth mentioning that Portland police do not work with immigration in terms of immigration enforcement. They do not work with CBP. They do not work with ICE. Again, this is in the early stages, but obviously a lot of interest out here and a lot of information that is still coming into us. And we will be sure to keep you updated as we learn more. Stephanie, Tim, back to you.
All right, Alma, thank you so much for that. We've been told we do have a statement, an FBI statement now we want to show you here, if we can get it up on the screen, just came into our newsroom. It looks like it says FBI Portland is investigating an agent-involved shooting that happened at approximately 2:15 p.m. near the 10,000 block of Main Street in Portland, involving Customs and Border Patrol agents, in which 2 individuals were wounded. This remains an active and ongoing investigation led by the FBI. Please follow this thread for updates regarding this matter.
And that's a statement on X or Twitter there from FBI Portland.
So let me see. Oh, this after. Let me see. So what they got going on? Like everybody just chilling. Yeah, they was live. I just went on this live, try to rewind it, but right now they just showing a bunch of commotion. Let me see if I can let me see. Man and woman shot. Federal agents shoot 2. They live. Let me see what's going on here. The same scene. I guess we on standby. Let's see what's going on. Hey, fuck with me there. Yeah, so we covering the scene right now. Border Patrol shot two in Portland. So I'm bouncing to different lives to see what's popping, seeing what's going on. Let me see. Fox 2 Detroit. Let's go to Portland News, see what's popping. Let me see. So we gonna stay updated on this, but let's see what they're doing in Minneapolis. Cause they out there tripping too. Oh yeah, so they out here tripping.
My name is Nathan McLaughlin. I'm the organizer of Democratic Socialists of America and woman to vote for a better world. Today, I have great opportunity to tens of thousands of working class Americans who have found time in their busy days to say enough. Today, we say enough. Enough! I want to be very clear, so there's no room for misunderstanding. ICE is a terrorist organization. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear.
These people crazy.
Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here.
Hold on. They tripping. Yeah. These protesters is tripping. This in Minnesota right now. Yeah.
Renee Nicole Good.
They tripping in Portland. Let me make it bigger real quick. What up, though? If you looking, what up, though? Mess with me one time. We covering the Portland riots, the protesters against ICE, and then I'm jumping back to Portland. I mean, this Minnesota right here, and then I'm jumping back to Portland where two border patrols got done shot. They just shot 2 people. So I'm bouncing back and forth. You feel me? So right now, this is Minneapolis right now. So this what's going on in Minnesota right now, and then I'm bouncing back to Portland because the Portland Border Patrol just shot 2 people, a man and a woman. That story still unfolded. So this was going on right now in Minneapolis, where the lady just got killed at.
These people cover their faces and refuse to provide any sort of ID or documentation of their position. They operate with impunity. They are unaccountable, violent, and out of control.
These people tripping.
As I'm speaking, Fort Lauderdale Saints are not quote the Bible. And the Bible documents us that the immigrant who resides with us shall be with us as the native born among us, and that we shall love the immigrant as ourselves. That the so-called Christian nationalist movement doesn't recognize this commandment from God.
United, we'll never be divided.
United,
we'll never be divided.
As Latter-day Saint Apostle Patrick Hewitt said, the Savior knows how it feels to be a refugee because he was one. We have been counseled with the dangers of the disintegration of the family, and that seems only to apply against people and parents taking away their rights. Leaders have told Latter-day Saints and myself to let those others who have been changed from our family. That Mormons, Mormons in particular, have proposed violent family separation.
Hi, that is correct.
And call for its complete abolition. It is a shame
Never be
that too many of
divided.
the religions supporting this.
United, we'll never be divided.
No ICE, no wall. Free our families, free the wall. We are witnessing an empire in free fall. He's lashing out with a rapid jaw. As a Mormon, I grew up hearing about secret combinations. I think the era of secret combinations is coming to an end. As a ruling class is more desperate, they're dropping all pretense and they're doing all these things in the open. They're lying to us and treating the audience in ludicrous ways. Sometimes they're so comfortable that they can play us the truth. Well, we are reading wrong. They lied about the thinking mass destruction. When we found Venezuela and did not get president, Trump said the quiet part out loud. It's all about oil.
Divided.
You wasn't scared of saying that you didn't care if working class Venezuelans had to die because some oil barons got a little richer.
Sorry, guys, I'm tired. My arm is tired.
From Palestine to Mexico, border walls have got to go.
From Palestine to Mexico, border lines have got to go.
Let me jump back and forth.
From Palestine to Mexico, border lines have got to go.
Let me see. People is crazy. So nothing's still popping right here. Two people shot.
ICE, thank you.
We found some.
So let's go over what we know. By the way, a news conference is coming up. We're going to have coverage of the news conference for you. It is coming up. So let's go over what we know. We know. By the way, was there any more dispatch audio that I missed?
Shot as well.
Hold on, what's that?
Here, just in case you need it, I have the fire liaison reaching out to Salvies Island for their airboat. Just another resource. If Engine 70 Senior Talker, this Ops 1. This Ops 1 at 1428. Just putting them on standby.
Okay, everything.
Somebody's saying they can't get their car. So let's go over what we know. So, Portland police said that there were a man and a woman shot by federal agents, and they were hospitalized, and they were shot at one location, which appears to be this location, which is in the area of Portland Adventist Health, which is a hospital and medical complex. So believe the shooting happened here. That's also what KATU said. All right. So while we're waiting for more of that, we'll get you back there. So shooting happens at the medical complex. But the two people who were shot actually apparently drove 3 miles away and were found by police at an apartment complex when the man called in and said he'd been shot. So I'll play that dispatch audio in a second. And then they were brought to the hospital. But here is what the Homeland Security said about this. Homeland Security said, oops, hold on. I know it's confusing. Homeland Security said at 2:19 Pacific time, Border Patrol agents were conducting a targeted vehicle stop in Portland. The passenger of the vehicle and target is a Venezuelan illegal alien affiliated with the transnational Tren de Aragua prostitution ring and involved in a recent shooting in Portland. The vehicle driver is believed to be a member of the vicious Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. When agents identified themselves to the vehicle occupants, the driver weaponized his vehicle and attempted to run over the law enforcement agents. Fearing for his life and safety, an agent fired a defensive shot. The driver drove off with the passenger, fleeing the scene. This situation is evolving and more information is forthcoming. Now, this apparently from Broadcastify is the dispatch audio about the two people who were shot, who this got called in from about 3 miles away from the original location.
Stage at your discretion, police are en route. It looks like caller saying that he was shot twice by ICE and his wife was shot as well. Your talk group is going to be Ops 1, Engine 7 with Medic 314 and Medic 321 with police en route. This will be a shooting at the Bria Apartments, 10 Northeast 146 Avenue. We have a male who was shot twice in the arm and his wife who was shot in the chest. Your talk group is going to be Ops 1. Stand by for additional dispatch.
So I guess the guy said it was him and his wife. Now, is it him and his wife? I don't know.
Shot him and his wife?
Yes. So as our viewer pointed out, Dude Rain, it says man and husband and wife on the dispatch audio, but I don't know the truth. Also, the Bria Apartments is location number 2, where they ended up about 3 miles away. Dreaming in Color says maybe there is body cam. So we are waiting for the next, we're waiting for the live stream to come back, and we're going to have a press conference from you, apparently. So this is what we're waiting on. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know what the truth will come out with. We'll see what they say at the press conference. We'll see if we get more details. Was it a husband and wife or not? Are they in Tren de Aragua? See if I have any other updates for you here. As soon as I have the live shot back, I will go to the live shot. It says stand by for more live. The world of Ron says, if you were a criminal, why would you say that? Why would you tell dispatch that ICE shot you? A couple of viewers have said something like that. They said, why would they call it in if they were criminals? I don't know. Again, as soon as I have the live shot back, I will go to it. Code 3 says, despite any hatred of law enforcement, when you need help, that's who you call. Yeah, I also don't know. Tracy says, if they were able to drive away, why so much interest in that car? There's a car apparently at the medical center, which is missing a bumper. I feel like maybe people are sleeping on this story a little bit. I don't know. I mean, we don't really know the details yet. Seems kind of, it's potentially like a very controversial story, depending on the details. And we just don't know yet. Gary Eckert says there's a lot that doesn't add up. As soon, oh, what is this here? What is this? Hold on a second. Let me just check one thing real quick. I'm just checking something real quick. Hold on one second. That wasn't anything new. All right. Again, waiting to get the live shot back from AP. We had it for a second and it went away, but it's supposed to come back. Oh, now it should be. Oh, it's back. The live shot. We have our live shot back right now. Here it is. Here is the live shot. Guys, check it out. That's where the shooting happened, right here. And that is where the press conference is supposed to be. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. There's supposed to be hold on. Wait. The Portland mayor is doing a newser. Hold on a second. I have to find this. Give me one moment. Hold on. Wait. One moment. Now I'm confused because who's carrying this? We'll get you the news conference. There's going to be a news conference, but apparently it's not going to be here. Apparently it's not going to be there. So just give me a moment. All right, just hang on. We'll get it for you. That's coming up shortly. Just hang on a second. We'll get it for you. I'm just trying to see where this is. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it right here. I got it right here. Hold on a second. I got the video. Here it is. One moment. I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on the screen for you. Wait, guys. I'm putting the video up for you right now. Here it is. Here it is. You're gonna see it in 1 second. There it is.
All right, good evening. My name is Mike Benner. I'm the Public Information Manager here at the Portland Police Bureau. I want to welcome everybody and thank you for joining us on such short notice. We're here to address the shooting incident involving federal agents in Southeast Portland earlier this afternoon. We have a number of speakers, including Mayor Keith Wilson, Governor Tina Kotek, who I will let introduce themselves as they come to the podium. We'll begin with Chief Bob Day, who will share some details about the shooting and then some of those remarks of his, and we'll go on from there. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. I'm going to share just a few details. As you're aware, this is still very active investigation, so information is limited and won't be speaking to a lot of specifics. But what I can say is that approximately 2:18 this afternoon, Portland police officers responded to the 10,000 block of Southeast Main Street on the report of a shooting. So it came in via a 911 call. Officers confirmed that federal agents had been involved in a shooting. Portland police were not involved in that incident. About 6 minutes later, at 2:24 p.m., officers received information once again through dispatch that a man who had been shot was calling and requesting help in the area of Northeast 146th and East Burnside. Our officers responded. We found a male and a female with apparent gunshot wounds. Officers applied a tourniquet and summoned emergency medical personnel. The patients were transported to local hospital, and their conditions at this time are unknown. Officers had determined that the two people who were injured in the shooting involving the federal agents from the earlier call. PPB officers secured both scenes, and this is a federal investigation. It's being led by the FBI. We have been in touch with them. We are, in regular contact. This is their responsibility. But when we have these type of events happen in the city, Portland Police Bureau does offer level of assistance. This is not any way, shape, or form immigration related on our end. We do not know the facts of this case. We are simply providing that traditional investigative support and perimeter support, which is minimal. But I do want to make it clear that we are out there, but we are not involved in immigration. And we at this time do not know if this is
City of Portland. What happened, City of Portland? City
an
of Portland.
immigration related event. We do not know which federal, as we know, there are many federal agencies serving in the city of Portland right now. So as I said, it's a complex situation with a lot of different information coming out, but Portland Police is on the scene, the detectives, et cetera. I want to say, that I'm saddened that we are here once again in a difficult, challenging, complex situation. But I'm also incredibly grateful for Portlanders. I'm grateful for the way that we have continued to show up over the past year, and we have certainly been tested. And this is no small circumstance. The uncertainty and the fear and the sadness within our community is real. And as the chief law enforcement of the city of Portland, I recognize that. Our members recognize that. And we are doing everything in our power to maintain that level of peace and calm and safety. And I want to thank Portlanders who have continued to show up in this space as well, and hopeful that they will do so over the next couple of days, as I'm expecting many to want to express their frustration and disappointment with events today. As I said, this is early on. We do not know the cause, but we are engaged, and hopefully we'll have more information as the evening unfolds. I'm going to turn it over now to Mayor Wilson.
Thank you, Chief. And I just want to also just reiterate what he had talked about the city standing tall and really standing together. And I've been before you already too many times under these circumstances, but I'm grateful that every time I do make the call within such a short period of time, that the Madam Governor will answer the call, and all of the individuals standing behind me and all of our elected officials and community leaders are standing with us as well. And we've always stood together, and we will continue to stand together. Just one day after the horrific violence in Minnesota, our community here in Portland was witness to a moment of fear, confusion, and heartbreak. Earlier this afternoon, 2 people were shot and injured by federal agents in the Hazelwood neighborhood. Violence in our community is devastating. These are not statistics. These are human beings. Portland is not a training ground for militarized agents. When the administration talks about using full force, we are seeing what it means on our streets. The consequences are not abstract. They are felt in hospital rooms and living rooms, in the quiet moments when families try to make sense of what happened, what is happening. We know what the federal government says happened here. There was a time when we could take them at their word. That time is long past. That is why we are calling on ICE to halt all operations in Portland until a full and independent investigation can take place. Our community deserves answers. Our community deserves accountability. And most of all, our community deserves peace. Earlier today, I spoke with Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey. We shared not just our concerns, but our grief for the families who are suffering and grief for the recklessness of our federal government. The administration is trying to divide us, to pit communities against one another, to make us fear one another. Portland, this is a moment to hold each other close, to stand together, to remember that our strength has always come from community, compassion, and solidarity. Yesterday, Governor Walz made an appeal to all of us. Today, I want to say clearly that we stand with Minneapolis, we stand with Minnesota, we stand with Chicago, we stand with LA. We stand with every community that is hurting in our nation, every family that is afraid, every person who feels unseen or unheard. ICE agents and their Homeland Security leadership must fully be investigated and held responsible for the violence inflicted on the American people in Minnesota, in Portland, and in all the communities across America. The Federal Protective Service claims values such as service, integrity, honor, and vigilance. This is the moment to live those values, not behind masks, not through intimidation, but through transparency, accountability, most of all, humanity. So thank you. I'd like to turn it over to the governor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Chief Day. Good evening, Oregonians. We are standing here today united as a state, wanting peace and safety in our communities. We are all shaken and outraged by another terrible, unnecessary, violent event instigated by the reckless, agenda of the Trump administration. This time in our own state, in our largest city, coming just one day after the tragedy in Minnesota. While the details of the incident remain limited, one thing is very clear. When a president endorses tearing families apart and attempts to govern through fear other than shared values, you foster an environment of lawlessness, recklessness. Trust is essential to maintaining community safety and the rule of law. Federal agents at the direction of the Department of Homeland Security are shattering trust. They are hurting people and they are destroying day by day what we hold dear, our sense of safety and our literal safety are severely undermined by what happened this afternoon in Portland. I'm so thankful that no one died and more people weren't hurt. The Attorney General and other leaders have been clear about our concerns with the excessive use of force by federal agents in Portland. And today's incident only heightens the need for transparency and accountability. Oregonians deserve clear answers. And I am aligned with Mayor. The priority right now is a full, completed investigation, not more detentions. My message to the federal government is this: we demand transparency. We demand your cooperation with Portland Police and the Multnomah County DA, because we need to investigate this incident efficiently and effectively so we can rebuild trust with our nation's government. There are those who want to cause chaos, but Oregonians know how to stand up and speak out peacefully. We must remain united in peaceful opposition to efforts to tear our community apart. We must not turn against each other. We must stand neighbor to neighbor. We must not take the bait. And I want to end by saying I'm grateful to the first responders who have been managing this incident today here in Portland. And we stand united with Americans across our country and with Minneapolis and Minnesota in light of these very troubling events. Thank you. I'd now like to hand over the podium to Senator Casey Jama, Democratic leader in the Oregon Senate.
Well, good afternoon or good evening, everyone. My name is Senator Casey Chama. I also serve as the Senate Majority Leader. I live Hazelwood neighborhood. The incident took place not that far where I live in my home. I'm raising my two children and live with my wife. I have a few messages, but let me start to say this one first. My prayer is to the families and those who are hurt, and I hope they will recover speedily. As I said, I have been in the country about 28 years and I'm a former refugee.
Dog is not
I've
American.
never thought I will see this moment in the United States of America. This is a challenging time for us. My colleagues and I are working together to ensure that we address this issue at the state legislative level. We want to do as best as we can to protect the Oregonians who are fearful, who are scared, who are facing persecution under federal law. So we're going to introduce quite a number of bills that will be will try to minimize the impact of ICE in our community. I'm outraged and angry and frustrated, as many Oregonians are. Let me speak to Oregonians. I share your frustration. And immigrant refugee community, let me talk directly to them.
What? What you just said?
I share your fear. I share your challenges that we're all facing.
Dawg spoke
And I
in his
know
language
that
for a minute.
The struggle is real. Let me say this to the Oregonians. Oregonians are welcoming.
Oregonians.
The state of Oregon is welcoming state. We want to keep that way. We want to fight for that. We want to work hard for that. And we want to make sure that all Oregonians feel welcome. Let me say to this to the federal agencies and I.
Bro, this is why all our kids need to stop trying to be entertainers, bro. We need more of our people in office, bro. Because while everybody want to be on social media doing all this other stuff, this is who getting in the office right here. This is who's gonna be calling the shots. For real, for real. People that's not even from America.
This is Oregon. We do not need you. You're not welcome. You need to get the hell out of our community.
Oh my God.
Now I want to turn to the podium to Multnomah County Chair Jessica Figa Peterson.
What? I don't know what dog talking about. What dog on?
Good evening, everyone. If we were living in anything close to normal times, we would not be here right now. Not be here right now. We should not be here right now because federal agents should not be in Portland neighborhoods shooting people.
Oh my
We
God.
should not be here right now because Renee Nicole Good should be alive and with her family in Minnesota right now.
Not using her car as a
I
vehicle.
want everyone to know that Multnomah County stands united. in
using her
support of
car
our
as a weapon.
immigrant and refugee neighbors and everyone opposing this injustice. I am proud to be joined tonight by Commissioner Moyer, Commissioner Edwards, and Commissioner Jones-Dixon. Enough is enough. The terror and violence ICE is causing in our neighborhoods must end now.
Oh my God.
At this moment, we don't know what precipitated the incident, the circumstances that led to the shooting, or the identities of people involved. The FBI will be leading the investigation, and they need to allow local law enforcement to participate, and they need to be transparent and accountable to local governments. We know that this news is incredibly alarming and upsetting. We know what happens today speaks to a fear that we have had since last fall when federal law enforcement and immigration agents first increased their presence in our community. Multnomah County will not stand by as federal governments attack our neighbors. Just this
God.
morning, our board unanimously voted to extend an emergency declaration in response to the ongoing harm of ICE activity, and we will keep showing up in every way that we can. During our vote, I shared that over the holidays, my office received a string of emails and calls from neighbors in the Brentwood Darlington.
If you watching this and you agree with her and you don't like ICE, right? Please tell me in the comments, bro. Tell me, bro or sis. What's the all right? If we let me see how I can say this. All right, if we let all the illegals in the US, right? All the illegals come in. All the trans can play sports and all this and that, right? Everything that they want, going against Trump for, everything that they want. If all that was just loose and free, do y'all really think America would be better again? Like, do you really think America be better again? The two people that were shot, my dog was on the run from the police. And they just shot him.
Neighborhood who are asking for help to find two neighbors who were kidnapped by federal agents.
They
the
not
day
mentioning
after
that.
Christmas. Both
They
of
not
these
mentioning
people are the
the dude
primary
who got
breadwinners
shot.
for their
What
families,
they not
and their
mentioning
children
that.
attend the local elementary school. As a parent, my heart breaks for their families and the whole community that has been impacted by these cruel actions. Add to this the
And the
horrific
people is
murder of
attacking
Renee
ICE.
Nicole Good in Minnesota.
ICE ain't
the
attacking them.
dozens of lives that have been lost in ICE detention this year, and now a shooting here in Portland. And we can only conclude that this federal activity is a threat to our entire community and is a threat that is growing every day. In light of this, our community is calling on us to act, to deploy resources to support the families impacted by federal activity, and to do all that's in our power to ensure the safety of neighbors going forward. That's what the state of Oregon, Portland, and Multnomah County leaders have done and will continue to do as we respond to this crisis. That's what the people of Portland have done, representing the best of Portland to the whole nation as we continue to stand up for injustice. Thank you to all of you who have come out to protest the cruel and authoritarian actions of this administration while representing Portland's values. Keep showing up the way you have been. Keep raising your voices. Keep showing everyone who we are.
Keep attacking ICE.
Our neighbors
That's
and the
basically what
literal
she's saying.
crosshairs of this administration need your support now more than ever. Our solidarity is our strength. These are dark times. There's no getting around that. But I know that together we will persevere. Thank you. And now I would like to turn it over to Portland City Councilor Loretta Smith.
Bro, where's the accountability at? That's all I'm saying. They speak on Minnesota, right? About the lady who just got killed, right? If you listen to the whole, that's why it's important to know the whole story about what's going on. This lady been following ICE the whole day, trying to stop them from all their procedures, right? And then, because you got to dissect the situation. So she been following ICE the whole time, all through Minneapolis, right? Stopping every time ICE stops, she stopping. She using her vehicle to try to block them off, stopping like that. So ICE tried to get out the car. An officer was walking right in front of the car and she hit the gas, like about to run him over. So what would be the story if the ICE officer would have got ran over? What would have been a narrative they would have ran with then? But because that didn't happen, she used her vehicle as a weapon, and by law, if you use your vehicle as a weapon, the officer got a right to shoot. Now, rest in peace to her. I ain't that cruel-hearted where I ain't gonna say rest in peace to her, but at the same token, she bought this on herself. All these people bringing this on themselves. They going out here protesting, trying to attack ICE like they don't got kids to raise, like they don't got bills to pay. It's like, dude, they not attacking, but they getting rid of illegal migrants, bro. They over here illegal. And then you talking about Minnesota. Minnesota, they got the biggest fraud that ever happened in the world, right? $19 billion. $19 billion that they stole from the taxpayers, which is you. Stole $19 billion and they shipping the money to pay terrorist groups in Somalia. It's like, what's going on? Like, help me understand. Where's the accountability at?
Good evening.
I don't get it.
My name is Loretta Smith, and I'm a counselor from District
Where's
1.
people logic?
I stand here with my other
Like,
counselors.
I don't understand it.
Candace Avalos and Jamie Dunphy.
They just don't like Trump.
The
That's all it
situation
is.
just got real. This is not a PlayStation moment where you can shoot folks and they come back alive again.
Oh, no, she about to make
I
her
live
mark.
in that district. The struggle is already real for immigrants and refugees who live in our community, in our neighborhoods.
Illegal
And now
immigrants,
I have
refugees.
to go home and tell my son and my 3 grandkids that they cannot stop for law enforcement because they're going to be afraid by looking at law enforcement that they might have the same thing happen to them that happened today. That is so unconscionable that just a day later, what happened in Minneapolis happening right here in Portland. This is very personal for me. And people who look like me, they shouldn't be afraid to walk around in their neighborhoods, walking to school.
Well,
in the
leave
morning
America
with the
then.
kids.
How about that?
They should feel comfortable in their neighborhoods. And now we're disarmed now. We don't know who to trust.
And tell your grandkids that you got people over here sex trafficking, and they got to watch out for these illegal immigrants trying to sex traffic these kids too.
But I want to
Tell them
say
that.
here, I support the mayor, I support the governor in their efforts.
They one-sided.
To do the things that we need to do to get ICE out of our state, in our city, in our neighborhoods. The harassment, the violence, the unconscionable walking around and infiltrating our communities as if we're some sort of third world country. It's not cool. And it's not something that we should support. I feel good. I feel strong standing next to my elected leaders and my community leaders behind me. We have to do whatever we need to do to make sure that ICE is no more.
This ain't mine. This
One moment,
theirs.
issue with the City Stream. Give it a second. City Stream's had a couple little issues.
This actually live
Just a
right
few
now. So
seconds. There we go. All right. It's back. City Stream is back.
I'd like to introduce Latino Network and Tony DeFalco.
Latino net. What kind of name he got?
Good evening.
What kind of name dog got?
Tony DeFalco, Executive Director at Latino Network.
Latino Network.
We are hurting tonight in our community. We are tired of this violence in our community.
Oh my
And we're pissed
God.
off. Just last week, we buried one of our young people from gun violence, not less than a mile from this site at 148th and Burnside. This kind of violence is nothing new to our neighborhoods here in Portland and Multnomah County. And we've been working hard for decades to reduce this trend of gun violence by private individuals, but worse, by state-sponsored violence in our neighborhoods. And for this to happen tonight, in many ways, is not a surprise to us. It has been perpetrated upon us for many, many decades as part of routine operations.
Dog, what kind of name he got? His name is Latino Net. Hold on. Tony Del Fella. Oh, okay. Director at Latino Network. Okay, I thought I heard that wrong. I'm tripping. That's on me. I'm tripping. See, I can hold myself accountable too when I mess up. You feel me?
To balance power against our community. So tonight we have a few calls to action. One, we call on our state leadership to continue its efforts to minimize the role of federal authorities in our communities and to enact legislation in the short session that allows for private right to action, to sue, to enable our attorney general and others to bring charges against the perpetrators of these violent acts, and to go even further to protect immigrant communities from this ongoing violence and oppression. Two, we desperately need investment in our community. We are picking up the pieces. 2 weeks ago, 2 mothers were taken from their families. And in our community, the mothers are the glue that holds everything together. And by targeting mothers, they are trying to rip away the fabric of our very community. The ability to take care of our young people, to take care of entire families, and to match up breadwinners, resources that are coming in with the ability to get kids to school, get kids into preschool, is absolutely devastating to us. And we are desperately trying to fill the gaps by providing wraparound supports to our communities in the form of rent eviction prevention, food, other necessary things coming from these violent acts of detention and now physical violence. Those resources are not coming from our state yet. We need those resources to come from our state immediately. And last, we are gathering tonight to mourn this act of violence at Legacy Emmanuel Hospital, and we're asking all those that are watching or reading tonight to join us to honor all of those that have been impacted by these violent acts by our federal agencies over the last several months, and to know that we cannot be ripped apart. Despite these intentions of our federal government, we will continue to hold each other close and continue to be the strong fabric that our entire city, county, and state need from our Latina community. Thank you. Next up, Pastors Hennessy and Knutson. Go ahead. I'm not going to choose.
Come close.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Reverend Dr. J.W. Matt Hennessy, the pastor of the historic Vancouver Avenue First Baptist Church here in Portland, and also the leader of the Interfaith Peace and Action Collaborative. My friends, I echo very comments that have already been made, and I want to be clear about that. The comments of recognizing that the reason why federal agents are here is because of a false narrative in the first place. When people were told that Portland was on fire, Portland was burning. Portland is a great city, and it's a city I've been a member of for the last 37 years, and I'm not going to let anybody try to make it any worse. One thing's for sure, we have our issues, just like every city does.
Pastor
But we are
Hennessy.
determined to work together to make sure that we resolve the problems or issues or challenges.
All these names is crazy. Pastor Hennessy, Pastor J.W. Matt Hennessy. That sound like a that sound like a new Hennessy though, for real. Pastor J.W. Matt Hennessy.
challenges we have, and we do not need help from the federal agencies to do in more. If they
Pastor
want to do
Hennessy.
anything,
That's
they
what it
should go
sounds like,
back.
Pastor Hennessy. Hey, Pastor Hennessy. What you say, Pastor Hennessy? No, I said Pastor Hennessy. Pastor Hennessy. No, Pastor Hennessy. Pastor Hennessy, please. Please, Pastor Hennessy.
And restore the grant money that was there that we use to build bridges with police and community. They ought to be thinking about how we restore money to bridges like the Burnside Bridge and things of that nature. That's what we need. But until then, we're not going to let anybody take our joy. We're not going to let anybody cause us to be afraid. And I want the immigrant community, and specifically, as Tony just spoke about the Latinx community, we are with you. As faith leaders, as members of the Black community, I want you to know you are our brothers and sisters, and nobody is going to stop us, and nobody is going to break the chain of our belief in working together. So we will work together. Those who came before us and the allies who worked with them, they had worse situations going on, but nothing stopped them. And I end on the fact that I still recall that one of my favorite verses of We Shall Overcome is the verse that says, we are not afraid.
Here we go.
are not afraid, and we will not be made to fear. We are going to rise above it, reach out to one another, and do everything that we can to work together, pray together, protest together, peacefully together. And remember, let's not take the bait. We can do this peacefully, and peace and love always win.
You didn't say nothing about God, bro.
Thank you, Dr. Hennessy, and to the mayor and the governor. Thanks for your leadership and all the elected leaders, Chief Day, and all our friends, Tony and the rest. My name is Reverend Dr. W.J. Mark Knutson, Senior Pastor, Augustana Lutheran Church, a church that declared sanctuary my first year there 30 years ago.
It's a Catholic
because people
church.
were facing deportation. We're in a lawsuit right now with the federal government, with PCUN, our church, a church in Florida, a large Catholic church in San Diego, and the Interfaith Council of San Francisco. It's moving now quickly in the courts. And the National Education Association has joined that as well. So around this country and this city and state, people are weaving together a movement built on nonviolent.
Bro, why do pastors got to even be involved in this? I don't understand it. Y'all ain't saying nothing about God. Y'all coming up here giving y'all opinions.
Direct action to challenge what is into something that can be new. I do want to say to the press today, we celebrate your work. You're not fake. You do real news, and you are storytellers. There wouldn't have been a civil rights movement or a farm workers movement in the same manner without the press being there to cover it. So thank you, and know you're valued. Let me say this. My 1 minute's almost up. I followed a Baptist pastor, so I can take a little bit more time. But I want to say this. We're coming up on the King weekend. And a year ago, we backed our 30th King service back a week until this new administration came into office. Mayor, you came and spoke at that. And we packed the church. People were ready a year ago, January, to stand up and stand solidarity. Our prayers are number one with our immigrant siblings, the couple that's in trouble today. We have members from 23 countries. I don't know if that's not one of our members from Venezuela and his wife. It's going through all of our minds. Some of my colleagues say you were crying. I was crying. We are all crying. We are so torn in this moment. And with a very diverse family myself, as a white male, I can drive around. But my son, my wife, my grandson, daughter, others, our biggest extended family, it's dangerous out there. And so to know this, the faith community, interfaith, we work closely together in Oregon. Our Native American spiritual leaders on whose land we stand. Jewish leaders, Muslim leaders, Hindu leaders, Sikh leaders, Christian leaders, other people of faith and people of just goodwill to say enough is enough. This cannot continue. It is inhuman. With King's celebration coming up in just a week, his last couple sermons at Ebenezer and then at the National Cathedral and then at Riverside Church in New York, he said the biggest purveyor of violence in the world in 1968, the week before he was murdered, is our own government. Those words 60 years later train truly because we have sisters and brothers who are us, our brown and black siblings, our LGBTQ members are afraid tonight, and we should all be standing in fear and holding together one another and saying to this man in the White House, I know you're watching. I'll call you out. Study your scripture. Don't be doing theological malpractice. Study your scriptures. What does the Lord require of you? But to do justice, love kindness, walk humbly with the Creator and with one another. And in that spirit, Oregon, you've shown we can do this nonviolently. Read the 6 principles of nonviolent direct action. Keep doing what you are doing in a peaceful way. We shall overcome. God bless all of you. God bless our elected leaders, our civic leaders. All of us together, we can do this. Thank you.
I'd like to call up Jessica Maravilla with the ACLU.
This is top. Okay. Good evening. My name is Jessica Maravilla, and I'm the policy director for the ACLU of Oregon. We're an organization dedicated to protecting civil liberties and civil rights, and a core part of our work is defending immigrant and refugee rights. As you heard today, less than 24 hours after Renee Nicole Good was shot and killed by ICE in Minneapolis, 2 people in our communities were shot by ICE here in Portland. Our hearts are with those who were injured, their families, and with everyone carrying fear tonight, because this is not an isolated incident. This is a continuation of ICE harming our communities. While there is still much we don't know, we do know this. People are in the hospital tonight because of the actions taken by our federal government, funded by our tax dollars. And this did not happen in isolation. For months, federal immigration agencies have operated with impunity, deploying heavily armed agents into American communities, smashing car windows, dragging people from their vehicles, tear gassing peaceful protesters, and terrorizing neighborhoods. This is what it looks like when a government brings a war posture into everyday life, into streets, into sidewalks, and communities where people are supposed to be safe. Si sienten rabia, no están exagerando. Esta no es seguridad. No es seguridad pública. Es intimidación como política. Everyone deserves dignity. People deserve to go to work, to take their kids to school, to go to medical appointments, to live their everyday lives and stand in solidarity with neighbors being harmed without fear of being detained, harmed, or killed by the federal government. Nadie debería vivir con miedo simplemente por existir. No human being is collateral damage. Renee Good and the 2 community members shot today are human beings. They are our neighbors. Her death, alongside the violence we witness here today, is a warning about what happens when cruelty is normalized and accountability disappears. This is about law versus lawlessness, dignity versus fear, and whether we will tolerate violence carried out in our name. We cannot undo what has already happened, but we can refuse what comes next. We can demand accountability, insist on transparency, and stand together calmly, firmly, and peacefully to protect one another. La verdadera seguridad nace de la comunidad, del respeto y de los derechos humanos. Y eso es lo que seguiremos defendiendo juntos. We are working with our state elected leaders to advance legislation next month, and we want to demand more transparency, meaningful accountability, because public safety must never come at the expense of human rights. As our community is now saying, enough is enough. Not a slogan, as a practice. Thank you.
Buenas tardes, everyone. Mi nombre es Andrea Valderrama, el representante estatal del Distrito 47, Outer East Portland. Good evening, everyone. My name is Andrea Valderrama. I'm the state representative of House District 47, and I live in the Hazelwood neighborhood. I am horrified by the violence that we've heard about just down the street from my house where I was today. My heart goes out to those hurt today. I've been proud to be the first proven American to serve in the Oregon legislature. My family came to this country fleeing really the same type of violent tactics that we're seeing in my neighborhood and in this city and across this country today. And so it was so difficult to have yet another conversation with my daughter today about the violence that we're seeing in our neighborhood, and to hear from her the support that her school is providing for children who are terrified of walking home, who are terrified of participating in their extracurricular activities, who are unable to just pay attention in their classrooms. I absolutely stand against separating families, against destabilizing our kiddos and our families in this moment. Our communities deserve to stay together. Everyone's families and mothers and children deserve to stay together. This legislative session, I'll be bringing forward legislation to continue to strengthen and protect child stabilization, post-detention and deportation. And I'll share updates as soon as possible on the situation in my neighborhood. I think the last thing that I just wanted to share is, as we are horrified and as I continue to mourn and do what I can as a mother to remain calm and provide peaceful support to her, I continue to feel hope with all of the incredible leaders that we have in this state, from our governor all the way down to our school district, to our neighborhood. I know that in Oregon, we are resisting peacefully. We are resisting in the way that we can. And I want to thank everyone here today and the leaders, whether you are a fellow mom in the neighborhood or our state governor. I'm so appreciative of all of the support, and know that we continue to resist always and stand with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Valderrama, and to all of our speakers. We
Why
have
they
some
not
time for
talking
some,
about the guy who
Q&A
got killed?
Right now, I just want to remind everyone, this event happened just a few hours ago. The investigation is just getting off the ground, and nobody in this room is directly involved with that investigation. So please keep that in mind. It'd be irresponsible for anyone up here to speculate on what exactly happened. All that said, we thought it was important to address this incident. With that,
So why y'all speculating that ICE caused this? Why y'all speculating that ICE is attacking people? Why are y'all speculating this if we can't speculate nothing? Like, talk about the dude who got killed. That's all I'm saying. Because before all this, they said bro was on the run and everything. He was over here illegal. They not saying nothing about the dude who got shot. You feel me? They want to put all this on ICE and
take
Trump.
Q&A. Please state your name and who you're with and who the question's for. We'll start with Anna Griffin.
Anna Griffin from the New York Times. Governor, Mayor, and Chief, what are you actually hearing from the feds right now? Are they communicating with you? It seems like we have very little detail of it.
Yeah, shortly after this event occurred, I did have a phone call with the Assistant Special Agent in charge here in Portland of the FBI, and we've been in regular communication with them. We, of course, were on scene, as I mentioned, out on 148th and Burnside, and as well as Portland Adventist, where federal officers were. So we quickly had, sergeants on scene to collaborate with their supervisors. So we are in communication as of just before this briefing, knowing that, we're in communication with one another. But it is their primary responsibility, primarily the lead. And so as Mike already commented, it's, really would be speculation much beyond the fact that we are talking to one another in terms of, responsibilities, who's doing what, et cetera.
Are you hearing from DHS, Governor?
No, I've not spoken with the federal government at all.
I'm Chief Day Adrian Thomas with KPTV. DHS put out a statement this afternoon on this incident saying that one of the individuals was connected to a previous shooting in Portland. Is that true? And do you have any information on that? And
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the statement that was put out. I can't comment on whether or not that's the case. We don't know who these individuals are. We have not, they haven't been identified or shared their identification with us. And I don't know this. I don't know the condition of them at this time, just knowing that they were taken to local hospitals.
Now they can't talk about it.
John Adams from KGW. We saw in the incident in Minnesota that there was surveillance video readily available after the incident. Are you aware of any surveillance video that may have captured this incident?
I'm not aware of any at this time. No, have not seen any.
Hi there, Chief. Shane Dixon Kavanaugh, reporting with you, Oregonian. Do you know whether or not Train Day or Aragua is active in Portland?
I don't have any information that
They don't got no information unless you talk about Trump. If you talk about Trump and ICE, they got all the information in the world. But talk about the suspect, they don't.
No, I've heard a lot of different comments. I don't want to comment on that. I can't be specific. I've heard
I
different
bet.
references and it might be confusing some of that information. So no, I don't have that
I
specifically.
bet you don't.
KXL, in your argument, you network, Heather Roberts. Is this a normal course of action? Is this standard procedure to have the FBI lead a shooting investigation, a law enforcement involved shooting investigation inside the city limits?
Yeah, on the federal side, it is, yes, and I've been clear since we started down this road, in January of last year, that we've continued to keep open lines of communication with our federal partners, for unfortunately, even moments like this. But on a local level, we value the ability to be able to pick up the phone, to call one another, to try and figure it out, understanding there's limitations as we have tried to work through over the last year. And so we are present in a role that's supportive of trying to make sure that this is done equitably and accurately, safely, but they are the primary lead on it.
Well, Jones, with point 6 here. The question is, federal statements suggest that this vehicle was allegedly weaponized against agents. Do your officers have any evidence to suggest that claim is true or to justify the use of deadly force?
Okay, the question was whether or not there's been any evidence to support a statement that was made that the vehicle was weaponized in this event, correct? Is that the question? And we don't have any information on that. As I mentioned, we responded after the fact to both the shooting scene. Once we were at the shooting scene, the vehicle was already gone, because then 6 or 7 minutes later, we responded to where the victims had called 911. So we don't have any firsthand information. Excuse me?
Were the federal agents involved in the shooting still on the ground?
Yes, there were federal officers both at the original scene and then federal officers at the scene farther away. But we don't have any information to confirm or deny, the behavior of the vehicle, the use of the vehicle.
Yes, Courtney Mom with the Portland Mercury. I know recently federal agencies, DHS, has asked you for investigative files related to arrests. Are you in a position to be able to ask for the same thing of these federal officers? Is the FBI going to keep you apprised? Are you in a position to ask for records related to the investigation the same way they've asked the Portland Police Bureau?
Well, the question is whether or not we are in a position to ask for records, documentation in a manner similar to how the Department of Justice is asking them of the Portland Police Bureau right now. I think you're referencing our settlement agreement. So it's not quite an apples to apples comparison. There's, a couple of different things there that are nuanced. Certainly there is an opportunity for whether it be the city of Portland or the state of Oregon to make a request for that information. I mean, from a public record standpoint, whether or not, that process will bear any fruit, I don't know. Different than the conversation we're having around the Department of Justice attempting to utilize settlement agreement to retrieve information that we believe they don't need to have access to.
Do you expect the FBI to keep you apprised of the status of the investigation as it unfolds?
Well, this is uncharted territory for us. I'm not exactly sure. Frankly, there's a lot of competing interests, as we know, in this area. I value, like I said, our local partnerships and the communication and transparency that we have shared. But there's also a lot of cooks in the kitchen here with a lot of strong opinions. And all I can say is, in the moment, we have had lines of communication. Whether that will change or not over the course of time, I don't know.
Do you have a sense of how many federal officers were involved in the shooting and maybe how many shots were fired?
No, I don't have the details of that right now.
Anything else?
Question. My name is Ernesto, Chief Executive with Hacienda CDC. Today, what is your assessment regarding the national trend in terms of involving ICE, Border Patrol agents, and so on and so forth? They're always right. So what makes us believe that any investigation that they conduct will be accurate, just, and real? And what is the role of our authorities locally to unravel, to counter? If you're not involved at all, what makes us believe that they are already sacrificing and saying things online and in public outlets that these people were from Tendarawa, that they were from a prostitution ring and so on and so forth? I mean, they already made the judgment. In Minnesota, you already saw this. They stepped away from involving local police enforcement and kept that investigation with just the FBI, which obviously is going to lean towards benefiting the federal government. entirely. I mean, I don't trust the federal government whatsoever. So what are we doing, you know, to counter that kind of misinformation they provide?
Yeah, and just to summarize, want to make sure I'm hearing the question correctly is, what are we doing specifically to challenge or potentially counter the narrative or the description of events or the results of the investigations, et cetera. And this has really been sort of the crux of the conversation over the last year. And it's something that weighs heavily on me as a local law enforcement leader. What is the position not only of, myself, but also the Portland Police Bureau in general? We are actively working with as many folks as we can, whether it be our city attorney, the attorney general's office, the governor's office, et cetera, the mayor. We are constantly evaluating what is our role. The challenge I think that many of us are facing, understandably so, is the want for certainty, the want for clarity. And what saddens me in this process is the tearing down of legitimacy around law enforcement, and something that we have worked so hard for in this community. I stood here just a moment ago thinking that this is really an example about how joy and sorrow can coexist at the same time, because this room represents something that's unique in terms of, as a police chief, in terms of the relationship for community. So I hear what you're saying, and to answer your question specifically, at any opportunity that we have that we're able to step in, much like we are doing tonight, we try to take advantage of that, and not take advantage of that in a bad way, take advantage of that in a sense that we want to be available to determine as much information as we can to try and bring legitimacy to the process. But there are, longstanding historical court decisions and authorities granted to the federal government that are certainly being tested over the last year in the area specific of policing. And we rely upon, the counsel of others, attorneys, and the rulings from judges. We saw this in the court case that we had with the National Guard. You had 3 Portland police commanders testify. We were the only ones who testified on behalf of the city of Portland, was 3 Portland police leaders over the course of 2 days, which the judge agreed with to prevent the National Guard from being deployed in Portland. And that was based upon the work we had been doing in terms of gathering information, staying true to the rule of law, being factual in our reporting. So the best that I can offer, and I know this is hollow and not enough, but the best that I can offer is that Portland Police Bureau will continue to adhere to the rule of law. We will continue to document. We will continue to be engaged. We will continue to be vigilant. We will continue to report behavior that is illegal or certainly outside the lines. But we are also going to continue to show up for all of Portlanders.
We have time for one more. Go ahead.
John Rudolph.
You two, and then we got
A brief question. Homeland Security put out a tweet on X a couple of hours ago alleging a whole array of facts about the shooting. Have you seen that?
Yes, I have, but I have no information to verify the validity or accuracy of it.
Last question.
Natalie Fertig with Politico. My question is for the governor. I know you've spoken to the president in the past, sometimes when there's been situations sort of similar to this. Have you reached out to the White House? Are you trying to have a conversation with him about this?
Well, this is a fast-moving situation just from this afternoon. I have not spoken to anyone in the administration, but I have been in contact with Governor Walz in Minnesota. And I just want to reiterate that we in Oregon are shocked and saddened by what happened in Minneapolis, and that Americans across the country, including governors, are standing together to say we need something to change from the federal government. There's always a moment that things can be better and different. Maybe this will be that moment where we actually have partnership with our federal government to understand the facts, get to the bottom of this, and stop the violence in our communities. And I know that governors around the country believe that. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
All right. Thank you to all of our speakers. Thank you for being here again on such short notice. At this point, I do not anticipate another briefing or news conference this evening, but I know my team and the communications team for the city is engaged and will be throughout the coming hours and days. So be on the lookout for communication from our teams. With that, thank you for being here and have a safe evening.
So that was the press conference there, and it's quite a whole thing going on with this story. you could hear the local officials do not know much detail about this shooting. They don't know who the two people shot were. They don't know, they cannot verify these statements that the Homeland Security said that they identified them with Tren de Aragua. They don't know what happened, who the people were. And it's not even clear that they're going to be allowed to be in the investigation. They want to be involved in the investigation. In Minnesota, the state authorities are not allowed to be involved in the investigation. So that you heard them request that they want to be involved. So much we don't know about this incident. Remember, what we do know is, hold on. What we do know is, well, there were two people who, let's really quick go over what we know. By the way, let me say a couple quick thank yous. I really appreciate the Polish Drunk for your support, Frosted7, KP Winter, Stoned in the Wasteland, PA Jeeper, Bob Schultz, Lord of the Rings Vlogs, Ruber Rob, Old Boy Pona, Motivational Living, Captain Jerry Donnelly, Ada60, Portland Candy, Lola Corbin's video page, Jason Carlton, Will WY, thank you, and also Sea Boys, Jim Bomb TV on Twitch, Meat Missile, Bin Lizzle, thank you. I just want to shout out our mods real quick. Thank you so much to our moderators who are here. 13 Alamo, It's Quick, Matthew Kohai 3, Surly Dev on Facebook, Charlotte Webb, Kay Lowry, Body, Margaret Riley, Paul Anderson, Linda Belk, Larry, Misha on X, and our moderators on YouTube. Ruth, thank you so much. Ruth is over there moderating right now. Also, shout out to Kimberly Hale. Thanks so much, Kimberly Hale, for your support. So here's what we know. We have, in terms of the sources, our sources of information, I would say roughly 3 sources of information. Source of information number 1 is the city of Portland, who put out this report. Okay, we'll show you the three basic sources we have. City of Portland said 2 people are in the hospital following a shooting involving federal agents. At 2:18 p.m., Portland police officers responded to the 10200 block of Southeast Main Street, which is basically where a big hospital medical center is, on a report of a shooting. Officers confirmed that federal agents had been involved in a shooting. Portland police were not involved in the incident. About 6 minutes later, officers received information that a man who had been shot was calling and requesting help in the area of Northeast 146th Avenue, East Burnside, which is about 3 miles away, and that is an apartment complex. I believe it's the Bria Apartments, okay? That's about 3 miles away. Officers responded and found a male and female with apparent gunshot wounds. Officers applied a tourniquet and summoned emergency medical personnel. The patients were transported to the hospital. Their conditions are unknown. We don't even know their conditions. No, we have no idea. Officers have determined the 2 people were injured in the shooting involving federal agents. Officers have secured both scenes pending investigation. Okay. All right. So that's one. That's one. Okay. Now, then we got a statement from Homeland Security. And here's what Homeland Security said happened. Homeland Security said at 2:19 Pacific time, U.S. Border Patrol agents were conducting a targeted vehicle stop in Portland, Oregon. The passenger of the vehicle and target is a Venezuelan illegal alien affiliated with the transnational Tren de Aragua prostitution ring and involved in a recent shooting in Portland. The vehicle driver is believed to be a member of the vicious Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. When agents identified themselves to the vehicle occupants, the driver weaponized his vehicle and attempted to run over the law enforcement agents. Fearing for his life and safety, an agent fired a defensive shot. The driver drove off with the passenger, fleeing the scene. the situation is evolving and more information is forthcoming. That's the only statement from Homeland Security tonight. Now, I can't verify these details. The Portland police said they can't verify, a lot of the specifics here. But that's what they said. Now, let me play you the dispatch audio. Here is the dispatch audio from via broadcastify.com. And this is what we heard on the fire scanner when this was called in. Hold on, I'll play this for you. I think it's right here. Let's see.
Stage at your discretion, police are en route. It looks like caller saying that he was shot twice by ICE and his wife was shot as well. Your top group is going to be Ops 1, Engine 7 with Medic 314 and Medic 321 with police en route. This will be a shooting at the Brea Apartments, 10 Northeast 146 Avenue. We have a male who was shot twice in the arm and his wife who was shot in the chest. Your top group is going to be Ops 1. Stand by for additional dispatch.
Okay, so the guy who was shot called 911 apparently and said, "Hey, I've been shot, and my wife," he said, who was is shot. He said the woman was his wife, and I guess he had been shot twice in the arm, and his wife had been shot in the chest. That's what it says on the dispatch audio. And again, this was at the Brea Apartments, which is about, I think you heard the dispatch say shooting at the Brea Apartments, but I think the dispatch officer maybe didn't realize that the shooting happened at one scene and then these people had gone to a different location and then called it in. So, I mean, what can I tell you? I don't know what happened here. We have the Homeland Security version of things. The Portland police say they don't know who these people are. They don't know what condition they're in. They have no information that Tren de Aragua is active in Portland and have no information about any kind of connection. They don't know anything about these people being connected to a shooting, but they don't know who these people are, said the Portland police. And now this says one shot was fired. The audio for the dispatch seemed to suggest there was more than one shot because they said the guy had been shot twice in the arm. I don't know, so there's so much we don't know here. And we don't even know if the local authorities are going to be allowed to be part of the investigation. So I would think somebody must know more about something at this point, but we don't know it. So what can I tell you? I don't know when we'll get more information on this. We just don't know. We just do not know. Now, there's been nothing else. I'm not aware of anything else from the federal government. Yeah, there was nobody from the federal government at the local news conference. I mean, literally, the only thing we've gotten, there was an FBI post before this one early on, which had less info from this, and that got removed from the FBI account. And last I checked, the FBI hadn't posted anything else. But so it's basically, this is all we have from the federal government. So will there be a DHS press conference at some point? I haven't even seen a post from like Kristi Noem or anything. So I don't know what more we're gonna hear. And Tricia McLaughlin, who's a spokesperson for DHS, she reposted the ABC News post and said, "Here are the facts," but then it's just the same statement. So it's a very strange situation. Roger Shoemaker says we'll have to wait. And we don't know if there's any video. So one of the people asked, I think that one of the questioners in the local press conference said, said something like, well, I don't trust, given what happened in Minnesota and what happened in the past, the person said they didn't trust to get the truth. They didn't trust the federal authorities to give the truth out. But we don't have video. So I don't know if tomorrow Kristi Noem comes out and says this happened. Will people believe her? Maybe some will and some won't. But we don't. I don't know that there's any kind of independent. Is there video evidence? Is there body cam evidence? If there is such evidence, will anybody else be allowed to see it? Will it be made public? It be available? Will Portland authorities be allowed to see it? Well, no idea. I have no idea. I just don't know. I just don't know. Are we going to hear any kind of statement from the two people who've been shot? Will they be allowed to make a statement? The two people have been shot. We don't even know who they are. Are they people who've been in the country for a week? Are they people who've been in the country for 25 years? I don't know. Are they really illegal aliens? Well, it says the passenger is an illegal alien. It doesn't say that the driver is an illegal alien. Is the driver a citizen? So all I'm telling you is that everything is very iffy right now. We really just don't know a lot of details here. And we certainly don't have a good idea of the specifics of how this all came about. U.S. Rights and Freedom says we need the FBI and DHS to report. Ruth says we do not have all the facts yet. I mean, imagine if yesterday happened, but there was no video. That'd be a very different informational world, right? Because yesterday you had several videos of what happened. Not that that's perfect information. You'd like to have more, but it'd be a big difference not to have those videos. Or with this, we have no video. I'm not aware of any witness testimony of the actual incident. So, what can I say? I don't know what the deal with this is. Maybe there's a security camera somewhere. Diesel B saw a security camera of the accident of the incident yesterday. I haven't even seen that, but are they Venezuelan or not? One of our viewers said. Beats me. We don't know. Deco says, I worry the protesting is going to increase immensely. I don't know what kind of protest there might be in Portland. But again, I mean, so much is unclear right now. I mean, I'll say this, given that two people who lived in Portland apparently are now in custody, it's very possible that someone who knows them will say something publicly or say something to the press or post something on social media saying, hey, my two neighbors aren't here anymore or something like that. I don't know. But obviously, one similarity with yesterday is the explanation given is by Homeland Security is saying that the driver weaponized the vehicle and the officer feared for his life and safety and fired a defensive shot. Angel Libibophilia thinks there'll be more info tomorrow. Armin Dare says the guy was involved with the shooting. Well, it says here the person was involved with the shooting. I don't know if that's true. We haven't seen evidence presented for that. We'll have to see. Michelle Differender first says, things are going to get tense. I'm already exhausted. As Loss says, we don't even know that they lived in Portland. They might have lived in Portland. That's true. They might not. Genius Level thinks even with video, a lot are going to side with political affiliation over facts. Mason D thinks yesterday has zero to do with today. That's what Mason D thinks. One of our viewers said they believe Kristi Noem. Another one of our viewers, Urbair, says, I can't believe what the DHS says. But again, we just heard the local officials say they don't even know who these two people are. Oh, I did want to mention this. Sofa King reminded me. I did want to mention something quickly that I saw during the press conference, and I didn't have time to mention it. I'll mention it right now. Give me 2 seconds here. Hold on. Gotta just listen to this for 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, so President Trump said tonight, he told Hannity, I think it was, we're going to start hitting targets on land. And he said the cartels are running Mexico. So is he saying that there's going to be land strikes in Mexico? I'm not sure. He said, we're going to start hitting land with regard to the cartels. The cartels are running Mexico, which kind of sounds like maybe he's suggesting there's going to be land strikes in Mexico against cartels. Although I didn't hear the question, so there's a world in which he was answering two different questions. Anyway, so we're going to have to see what happens with that. Thanks, Mom of Four, by the way. Mom of Four, 57 rows. So that's something else to keep an eye on. And then, hang on another second here. Oh, thanks also Mitchell Pilot. Mitchell Pilot thinks in 4 weeks or so, everyone will have forgotten about this shooting and moved on to the next news cycle. Thanks, user OT6D, by the way. Thanks, Mitchell Pilot. Hang on a moment here. ATF Seattle posted, guys. ATF Seattle posted. ATF special agents responded to Portland, Oregon, where they are on scene and assisting with crime gun intelligence after a U.S. Border Patrol officer-involved shooting. Please direct all media inquiries to the FBI, the lead investigating agency. Let's see here. There was something else I wanted to mention. Faytux News, who I follow, he said that Faytux said that there are reports from Iranian opposition channels that upwards to 50 people have been killed in Fardis. So for the first part of the stream, we covered Iran, and then this happened. So we had to jump to this. And we covered the protests in Iran, which I'm guessing we'll do more coverage of, but at some point. But tonight, there have been new large protests broke out in Iran, and Iran has shut off the internet in the whole country. Internet blackout by the government in the country, internet off. There are reports that phone signals are off. And in the past, when the government has done this during protests, it has, I don't know if always, but certainly sometimes been followed by a harsh crackdown on the protests. So there's this question of, is that going to happen? So when I see Faytux say there are reports, and Faytux posted a video supposedly from this. Hold on one second. So there's an unconfirmed video that Faytux posted that shows bodies supposedly from Fardis, which is near Tehran. And Faytux said that the person filming confirms the date and said 10 people had been killed. And he said that there are reports in Iranian opposition channels that upwards to 50 people have been killed. I cannot confirm this. Certainly, given that the internet was cut today, apparently by the government, I would not be surprised, unfortunately, to hear about the government in Iran cracking down on the protesters with violence. But hard to say exactly what's going on there. So going to be looking to get more updates there. But again, there's a video that supposedly shows bodies in, is it Fardis, I said? Fardis. I reposted the Faytux's post on my X account. I can't show the video here. I cannot show the video here. But it's on my X account. @Lookner is my X account. All right. Hold on a second here. Becca Pope sent me a post, or Becca Pope replied to me with a post from this account called PDX Frontline Alerts, which shows a pickup truck being towed from a parking lot of the apartments, the Bria Apartments in Portland, which is apparently the apartments where the man and woman called in, and the man called in and said, "We've been shot," about 3 miles from the shooting site. So again, there's a video from PDX Frontline Alert that shows a pickup truck being towed away. I'm not sure what to make of that. Oh, hold on. Now, I see a report, a different report here. Hold on. Somebody sent me a different report about the Portland thing. Hang on. Law enforcement sources told NBC News that agents had stopped a red Toyota, and when the driver tried to flee, the car struck an agent, prompting an agent to fire at the vehicle. Well, I mean, again, that's similar to what Homeland Security said, but we don't know the specifics. Sources told NBC News that the man and the woman were 33 years old man and 32-year-old woman. For whatever that's worth. And the Oregonian says that the shooting was in the parking lot of the medical clinic. Oh, very interesting from the Oregonian. Very interesting. The Oregonian says a man who was at the medical building said he saw federal officers follow a Toyota truck into the parking lot of the medical clinic office and of the office building and try to corner it. One officer pounded on the window, he said. The driver then backed up and moved forward at least a couple times, striking a car behind him before turning and speeding off, said the man who only gave his first name. It's not clear if the car the truck hit belonged to federal officers. Officers fired about 5 shots at the truck as it left, the witness said. Okay, very interesting. Okay, so this is, again, it's unconfirmed. An unconfirmed witness account of the Portland shooting by Border Patrol officers from the Oregonian. So again, the Oregonian reports that a man who was at the medical building saw officers follow a Toyota truck into the parking lot of the office building, which is a medical building, and try to corner it. One officer pounded on the window. The driver then backed up and moved forward at least a couple times, striking a car behind him before turning and speeding off. It's not clear if the car the truck hit belonged to federal officers. Officers fired about 5 shots at the truck as it left, the witness said. So I don't know what to make of that. Shav says, sounds like a normal police chase. I don't know if there was a police chase. I don't know if they chased that car or they were just kind of trailing it. And as it pulled into they had an appointment at the medical building or something. And they tried to, I don't know if there was any kind of chase at all. Tace Vim says driving away is weaponizing your vehicle. Yeah. So, I mean, look, you can imagine different ways that played out. We don't have, is there security video? Is there security video in the parking lot of the medical building? I would think there's some chance that maybe in a big medical center, would they have security cameras in the parking lot? Maybe there is. Now, also, Department of Homeland Security said fired a shot. Now, that account says fired 5 shots. I don't know. A bunch of our viewers think that there would be security camera footage of that parking lot. But one of our viewers says the FBI won't release it. Blackened Venom says, unless someone leaks it, the FBI won't release it. Daniel Fletcher says the feds have video of the clinic, but feds probably don't like what they're seeing and editing it. I mean, I don't know. Somebody could claim, well, if they had stuff they thought proved their point, that they'd release it already. But maybe they don't. I don't know what the federal government has, kind of evidence-wise. I'll just see if there's any other of these reports floating around. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes with these stories, you start looking at the local outlets and they've like interviewed someone. You're like, wait a second, that seems pretty important, but you just find it in some local outlet. And good reporting by them. I don't know if it's true, but still good reporting, finding somebody to interview. The KATU story does not seem to have any other information there. That's a sizable parking lot next to a sizable medical center. Again, there very well might be security camera video there. Yeah, and again, NBC was reporting that sources said agents had stopped a red Toyota and the driver tried to flee, hitting an unidentified agent's vehicle in the process, and the agent fired at the Toyota. I was just trying to find the place on Google Maps where. Anyways, it's basically this place. This is the basic location here. It's this complex here, Adventist Health Portland. I think that was the address given. Oh, but there's also this building. Oh, it might have been this building on the other side. Was it this one over here? Maybe it's that one right there. Hold on. Maybe it's the other side. Ah, that's what it is. That's it, isn't it? I bet that's it right there. Yes. I believe it's this one right here. I think, because I think the one we were looking at had a 3 on it. I'd have to go back and check our coverage, but we were watching it before, and we were. I think it had the 3 on it. Does anyone remember? Hang on, I'll double check here. Because we were watching a live shot from there for a while. Oh, I don't know, actually. There's a sign, a blue sign in front. I may be right, I may be wrong. That might not be it. I don't know. I think it is. Actually, I think it's the exact right sign. Anyways, my point is it could be here. It could be right here. And so the question would be, is it, if this is where it was in here, would there be, if it's not the huge parking lot, if it's in here, would there be security camera in this parking lot? That I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, that is the one. That is I think that is it. I'm looking at right now. That looks like it's it. Medical office 3. It's medical office 3. So I cannot tell you for sure if there's cameras there, but that's the building. Right in there. Sentient Cannabis thinks there would be multiple outdoor cameras. It's Adventist Health Primary Care Portland, I believe. Thanks, Junior X619.
To go.
Whoa. All right. I think it's been very busy today, guys. It's been very busy. There's all these, I've been seeing all these rumors the last few days. People love posting rumors about Iran. I want to wait till we have actually some. Be careful of all the Iran rumors. It's been Iran rumors for weeks. Introvert Mom says it has really been a day. Oh. Remember I told you that there was a black car with its there was a black car, a black Hyundai, I think, with its fender missing or bumper missing next to the medical office building. Maybe that's the car that was hit by maybe that's the agent's car that was hit or something. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't the car driven by the people who were shot. Okay. The real Danny D says, yes, that is the location, building 3. I was seeing a doctor there a couple weeks ago. Anyways, I don't know if they were chased in there or they had an appointment there and the police were waiting for them, or I have no idea how they got it, why they were there. Tracy Gustafson says, why in the hell aren't they required to wear body cams? Maybe there are body cams. All right. Well, I don't know that we'll get a lot more information on this story tonight, the Portland story. And I'm not seeing much new on Iran. I mean, I'm very interested in getting more information on both of these stories. I do apologize. Anybody who really wanted Iran news probably turned the stream off. But we did cover Iran for a while, and then this came up. And I wanted to, we had to fully concentrate on this because there was a lot of developments. So we got some Iran coverage, and then we came and covered this. If you missed the Iran coverage, go back to like the first hour of the stream. How long were we covering the Iran? The Iran probably went on for, well, do we make it an hour in? I think we did about 45 minutes of Iran coverage. Maybe about 40 minutes. So if you want, you can rewind and watch the first part, and we talked a lot about Iran. Style Mantis says it's 7 a.m. in Iran right now. Remember, the internet got shut off in Iran on Thursday. It is currently 7:08 a.m. there. Yes. So I think what we're going to do is I need to take a break. But I mean, if there's huge developments with either of those stories, we can do more streaming on them. Okay. A lot of news lately. So I really appreciate, by the way, I do apologize. I got a bit upset before. I shouldn't have gotten so upset. Once in a while it happens. So sorry for getting so upset. But I hope you understand where I was coming from. I was just upset because I was saying that we've done the last 3 streams we've done. Every time we do a stream, people tell me in the chat, don't cover this other thing. So I can't win because it was for 3 straight. When I cover one thing, people say cover the other thing. We can only cover one thing at a time. But I got too upset about it. Anyways, so look, we'll have more coverage when things develop. And I'd love to be able to tell you more about Iran right now. I just don't have a lot of updates at the moment. I'll be looking at stuff tonight. We can always come back on the air and do another stream. Okay. But for now, I'm glad we were able to do, I think this is quite an important story, the Portland story. And it's just, we just don't have a lot of information. So I'm glad we were able to do coverage of it. And I also appreciate people writing in and sending your updates and writing your comments and sharing your comments and questions too. Okay, so so more news coming. I'm going to take a break now. More news to come. Hey, so if you want, subscribe, follow Agenda Free TV. By the way, I hope the 2 people who were shot are okay. We don't know their condition right now, and I hope if anybody else was injured, they're okay. But if you want, subscribe, follow Agenda Free TV. We cover all kinds of live breaking news. Agenda Free TV. We very well might have more Iran coverage. There might be also a Supreme Court decision on the tariffs tomorrow, I think. I'm not sure. Anyways, Agenda Free TV, subscribe, follow, and also I would suggest turn on the notifications. You never know it's going to be big news that we have to rush on the air and cover. But sign up for our free notifications. Then you can get sent a notification whenever we go live. We have our own notification system. It works awesome. The mods will post the link to the free notifications in the chat. You can find the link to sign up to the notifications in the description of this video on YouTube and Facebook. So sign up for those. I will post updates about various stories on my X account when I'm not on the air. That is at Lookner on X. You can follow me there if you're on X for breaking news. Maven's Pick says supposed to rule on tariffs tomorrow. I don't know if it's definitely going to happen or maybe happening. I got to look that up. But follow on X if you want. And but I do very much appreciate everybody tuning in and being here for the coverage. Thank you. Also, thanks by the way to Big Fat Moose, our member, and Live Animal and Neotrips. Thank you, and thank you Neotrips and Underground Artiste. Thank you Underground Artiste for your support. And huge thanks to and Jerry Smith for your support on Patreon. Thanks so much, Jerry. It's really nice of you. And also Moral Crisis, and thank you for subscribing. Cyber Cooper, thanks for the 10 gift subs on Twitch. Cyber Cooper, thank you so much. Also Fiat Morta for subscribing. Thank you. Huge thanks to our moderators. We've been on so much lately, and our mods have always been here. We have people with different views chatting, and it's great that we can have that in the chat, people sharing views with each other. But we couldn't do that without our mods. Our mods are there keeping it under control, allowing us to have discussions where they're civil and respectful. So that is thanks to the mods that we can have the chat. So I really, really appreciate all of our mods who have been here. Ruth, thank you so much, Ruth. Charm Accents, for example, on YouTube, and all of our other YouTube moderators, big thank you. On Twitch, DeBears, Surly Dev, all of our other Twitch moderators, huge thanks. Charlotte Webb, Margaret Riley, and Paul Anderson on Facebook. Thank you. Linda Belk, Larry, Misha on X. Thank you so much to our moderators. Thanks to everybody who donated. That's so nice of you guys. That's how I can buy the live footage and keep the channel going, is your support. So I really, really appreciate your support. Very, very kind of you. Hopefully I got everybody. I think I caught up and thanked everybody. If you ever want to donate, you can go to agendafree.tv, agendafree.tv. But huge thanks. Also, if you are on X, I would suggest following us on X at Agenda Free TV. I always post there when we're about to go live. I post updates about the channel there, like when we switch a topic at Agenda Free TV. And also, what's this? I got a scanner thing. Victoria, Australia, out of control bushfire heading towards Alexandra, nearby residents ordered to evacuate. I'll have to check in after I get off the air on the fire in Victoria, Australia. 5,800 people listening on the scanner. I will look into that. Hope people stay safe there. I just saw it on my scanner. Okay. Hey, also, we do have a chat where you can chat with other viewers when we're not on the air. Our Discord chat. It's free. Check out our Discord chat. It's the same link as the free notifications link. Check out our free chat online. Thanks to our Discord mods for all you do. Really appreciate our Discord mods. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, I would suggest turn on the YouTube notifications. Another good way to find out when we're live. If you want to turn on the YouTube notifications, what you need to do is subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and choose all notifications. If you're already subscribed, make sure you have the bell checked and you've chosen all notifications. Okay. Yeah, Diverse Kitchen for Iran coverage. Rewind the broadcast and watch part 1 of the broadcast. It was all about Iran. The whole first part of the broadcast was about Iran. So watch that, and we very well might have more. I think what I'm going to do when the stream ends, I'm going to call it, well, at least definitely on at least places where people might watch it after the fact, like YouTube. I'll call it Iran coverage plus Portland shooting. And so people know that both the coverage is there, and then I'll explain in the description that the first part is about Iran and the second part is about the shooting. Okay. Also, hey, thanks to all of our subscribers, like Brain Rot on Twitch. Thanks to our Twitch subscribers for supporting the channel, like Brain Rot, Sloth Lax, Devil Doc, Wall Street, Shaggy, D George. Hey, thanks Tech Slug for the bits. That's so nice of you, Tech Slug. Also, thanks Cece for the bits. Thanks Ms. Guitar for subscribing. Ma Florida gave out a gift sub. That's so nice of you. Marvel Abidis gave out 5 gift subs on Twitch. Thank you. Moral Crisis subscribed. Wow. Thank you. Thanks Tech Slug again for the bits. Also, thanks for subscribing, people like Gonzalez and Rancor and Amalian and Secret Formula and Gonzalez, tonight was not one of our sponsors, James. Not all of them are sponsored. Some of them are. Thanks, Gonzalez. Billy Joe, thanks for subscribing. Devil Doc, Jack's Animals, Sharkingly. Manchester is red forever. Thank you, subscribers on Twitch. So nice of you. It's, hold on, I don't think I got all of them. D. George, did I say? De Bears? It's my second day. Thanks for subscribing over there. All right. And also, thanks to all of our Facebook subscribers, like Diane Allworth, Sharon Klassen Goslin, Jennifer Ellers, Kay Lowry Body, Margaret Riley, Robert Rial II, Michael Clayton. Huge thanks. And oops, I think I didn't thank some people. Did I? You know what? I missed Michael Martin Jr. and Kristen McConnell Gates. I'll have to go back and thank them for the bits, not for the Facebook stars. Michael McConnell Jr., Kristen McConnell Gates, and Michael Martin Jr. Thanks, Kay, for letting me know. And all of our other Facebook subscribers and our YouTube members, people like James Gorman and Patricia Grace, Gary Baines, Mason D, Eric Johnson, CAC, Lizzie for Freedom, YOLO Life, UV Lightning, Cherry Cola, Thomas Darwin, Ada Gedden, Asta Bjorn's daughter, Mike E.J., Evelyn in Maine, Sean R., Leslie, Tace, Vim, thanks for being members, Halava, Sevenfold, CAC, Gary Baines, Roger Shoemaker, Bunny Girl, thank you, Shiva Snakes. Thanks also to Greg GG and B. Earhart, our members. And Gemini, Rose, Confidence in God, Ada Gedden, Evelyn in Maine, all of our other members too. Cherry Cola. Thanks, BG, for watching. We'll have to see if we get more information on this shooting tomorrow and Iran. Thanks, Terry Rose, for watching. And you know what? I didn't check. I hope I didn't miss some outlet that had more information. By the way, I didn't hear this. The New York Times claims that emergency medical technicians on scanner traffic said they were both Spanish speakers. I didn't hear that myself.
I want to check out. Let me see what's going on in
turns out
Portland
I
real
missed
quick.
something about it.
Let's see what's going on in Portland. They supposed to be out there rioting like crazy. Let me see. Portland, where we at? Portland. Minneapolis. No, this is Minnesota right here. Oh, they out here tripping. Oh, they out here tripping.
What's the logic in that again?
What in the world?
You're moving them to open the lane. It looks like you're stacking them. That guy's not leaving.
They out here tripping.
I didn't say that. That's his car. Is he driving away? No. I didn't dispute him having a job.
This don't make no sense. They out here tripping, y'all.
So again, how are they going to leave with 3 vehicles still here?
This is October 18th all over again. Were you out here for October 18th?
How are they going to leave with 3 vehicles still here?
They out here tripping.
Oh, this was, yeah, this was, we were out here for No Kings and it was bad. I had to go talk shit. They have to wall this all, like, just.
People bikes here.
So when an agent comes in, are you guys going to help move the crowd? When ICE comes in, are you going to help move the crowd? When ICE comes in, are you going to help move the crowd?
I haven't been told anything about that yet.
Okay. So if an agent comes in right here and starts honking his horn, are you going to move the crowd?
I don't even know what you're saying.
If an ICE agent vehicle came right here, started doing
We
a
would allow them
siren,
access to their building, yeah.
so you would make an access. You would assist in their access to their building.
Here we go. Just like you're at.
I'm just wondering.
So, we're not gonna assist, we're not here to assist guys. We're just making sure that people are off the road. The thing is, you should move to the right because they might grab you, right?
I'm trying, dude. I'm trying.
Who the fuck are you protecting?
You're working with murderers. You're a murderer. You're a murderer. Disgusting. Disgusting.
Such a piece of shit.
Your fucking service is nothing. You're weak. You're weak. You're weak.
Who's gonna die the week after that?
You're weak. You are weak. You have done nothing for this country. I have. You haven't. You have done nothing for this country. You have done nothing for this fucking country. Except sit here and be a what the fuck is your fucking problem? Disgusting. You're fucking nuts.
Fucking shit. Where's your humanity? You don't even know
Oh, look! Toe! Oh, look, my toe! You gonna shoot? Why don't you shoot? The toes are on the line! Is it different tonight? You feel a little different? You fucking piece of shit!
Fuck you! Get the fuck out! Get the fuck
Spider Mike, we have those two Portland people shot by Border Patrol today, so there's a huge thing on him. Not only because of remedial good, which absolutely the city's showing up for that as well, but also 1 day later, 2 of our citizens. Yeah.
I want to find 696 again. Let's go find 696, that piece of shit.
All right, you guys, I'm just going to jump off real quick and restart because I want to make sure I don't lose this.
Hey, 696! That text message didn't do shit for me. I'm still waiting for Officer Rodriguez. I'm sorry, Hernandez.
Everybody's staying together.
Yeah. I know you. Oh, I know you. Yeah, one of the chuds was trying to take a picture of my handle. Yeah, and I was like, back off,
Talk about this shit, What are you gonna do with the
Hey everybody, I only have 21%. If my battery dies, please follow Steven at Keep America Great. Do your thing. Do your thing. Oh, look at it.
I had a bandana. It's better than nothing. Yeah, I do know the signs. I do know the signs, so I'm trying to stay in a spot where I can get back if I need to. I know. I'm very, very proud too. It's just a very, very sad reason that we were finally able to get this many people out. We've been asking for people to come out and support. And you good?
I can't even. Just like how they could be enforcing the trespassing and push us out, but they don't want to look at it. So they decide not to enforce
Alicia,
that.
oh yeah.
But when they're there, they would go and just arrest people that were standing without a crowd. And they were just like, I told you already, this is trespassing. They take them away and process them. And that whole corner is full of people, and they've decided not to use the law as
Audrey, I gotta send Audrey my stuff.
That's how that works. No, I'll probably be here. Yeah.
I just didn't want to be like, sorry.
Well, if I can borrow your bag, hold it. I'm warm. I'm warm with all this rage.
Yeah, I got this.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Actually, can I just hit that? Because it doesn't work. The clip came off.
I'll be here a while. I just wanted to make sure that if I couldn't find you later when I was going home, that
Yeah.
would be fun.
Yeah. No, I'm.
You'd be fucked.
Yeah, no, I'm.
Yo, John, thank you
Catch
so
you
much.
later.
Appreciate that, John. Guys, share the live if you haven't already. Help get people in tune with what's going on.
Where's T?
I'm up. This guy is like, oh, is it the officer that's looking at me?
Oh yeah. No, okay.
Or is it somebody else?
Yeah.
He started making up lies about me. He started making up lies about Pearl Feather. He started making up lies.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, I've been seeing something.
Sorry, I didn't know.
I think he posted the video.
Oh wow.
Bro's been staring me down heavy. No, it didn't happen at the ice facility. It happened on 146th and Burnside.
Oh my gosh. I used a Lime scooter to get 30 minutes. And I was the one that was there first.
Thank you for sharing the live, guys. Thank you so much for sharing the live.
I mean, some. That's as much as we can do.
Everybody, thank you for the follow.
The craziest part is that I was following that vehicle that was involved.
Yo,
that was the last
Diane,
vehicle
thank you.
we were tracking, and it went really slow on the highway and took an exit before we could get over. And that was it. And I have photos of the car, and we confirmed it, and it's the same vehicle. So no, I'm letting them know. They can know it. It's just one of those things. It's like because of the people in the community, the conversation is kind of rough. Just for the because I was on the camera, so I was like, I can't. But yeah. I'm gonna have to call it pretty early though. I'm not gonna be out till midnight.
We're muting and blocking spamming account. If you comment the same thing like 10 times, we're muting. We're blocking blatant racism, sexism, all those isms. And phobias and all those things. And the harmful wishes. I couldn't think of the last thing. The harmful wishes too. If somebody's wishing harm, then yeah, we're blocking those too. Yeah, the yellow shirts are up.
Six piece of shit. Just numbers I don't like.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a crazy weekend. I agree with you on that. Yo, thank you so much for the roses, Moon. Thank you, thank you. it's been a while since I streamed, and I apologize for that on my end. Coming on my stuff. Yeah, I couldn't miss this for the world.
Hey. How you doing? I'm a little bit off of this. I got lucky though. I did live scooter to the scene.
There's
to here.
there's
Yeah.
somebody else
Just kind of worked out.
more convoys coming, but
Really?
not like 3 there. There's not even that.
148. And then like the cop car on Burnside was blocked off on the. They must have cleared out. Yeah. How long ago? Like on the way here? Oh, that's why. That's why. So what happened was they were injured in the attempted detainment and drove to the apartment complex. And that's what I believe happened. Because the way it was parked and the what? No, I don't think they were in a like seriously, like what? What? And he turned his car into a weapon again? Is that what they said? Yeah. And self-defense. Here's another self-defense. Yeah. Wish I brought my still camera and everything, but I just didn't expect everything.
It was 20 minutes before. I was like, oh, okay. So I think she posted a picture of her feeling. She was like, there's like 5 people here.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I called them down.
Yeah,
I know.
boom.
And then I got here. I was like, oh shit. I was like,
That's crazy. What are they gonna do? Stand here all day? Alright, I'm gonna go get another angle. I'm gonna walk around. Alright guys, we're gonna walk up and around. Your boss is a pedophile. This one says, fuck you, ICE. Get out of PDX.
Can we bend
Let's see who this is. I wanna make sure this is actually
girl, yo, thank you
PPD.
for that. We appreciate that a lot. Good to see you back in the chat. I keep forgetting I can block people today. Sorry. I'm going to push you another time, guys. I appreciate you a lot. Yeah, we're blocking streamers. We definitely are. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I forgot that I could do it too.
Waiting for the signal. Just wanna.
We're blocking people.
Have this hit, guys. Just want to know who brought this specific car.
Want to make sure that
Believe it or not, could be ice related. I got 10 things going, guys. I can't just protest.
Thank you, Janelle. Hope you're doing well also. I'm doing well. Thank you. Yeah, Mercado's out there. I see him.
No, this is Portland. We're going to cross the street once we can. Oh, it's already, Jesus.
Yeah, there's bound to be haters.
Sorry, guys, I was zoning out.
When you hit a couple hundred people, some of the people are some haters.
I'll stand here for a minute.
He may have muted for a reason. I honestly too. I don't even know where they're at. I think they were back
So here's walked by some MAGAs. Yeah, definitely did.
Appreciate you for tuning in.